Hello everyone, this is Michael Little from Redapt. Here today to talk about Redapt Labs, a joint effort between Redapt and various partners, including Equinix, Intel, Dell, and others. Redapt Labs is a showcase of several of our software vendor partners. Today I'm going to show you a few of the solutions currently deployable within Redapt Labs, specifically some Docker container management offerings including Qstack Kubernetes, Rancher Cattle, and the open source Kubernetes distribution from CoreOS, the makers of Tectonic. This is by no means an exhaustive list of the software partners included in Redapt Labs, and we'll be adding additional solutions and demos as we go. This is what the average user will see if they're connecting through the Qstack interface. Qstack is an infrastructure as a service offering brought to us by the folks at Green Cloud. If you ever worked with Apache Cloud Stack, you'll be very familiar with the UI. One of the cool features in the newest version is an integrated Kubernetes management platform. When a user launches an application, either via YAML or a Helm chart, Qstack automatically spins up a Kubernetes cluster if the user doesn't already have one. If we go into the compute section, see some instances. Clicking on applications, we'll see that we have a running cluster since I did a little pre-work for the demo. And we can see we currently have 5 hosts, one of which is designated as the master, so 4 worker nodes. In the Qstack model, for each user ends up with their own Kubernetes cluster. So fairly small clusters they can test and develop against. Going back into the applications tab, go ahead and launch a new application. In this case, I'll be launching WordPress. Could also launch by copying and pasting YAML or just calling out a Docker container to launch and the ports to map it to. So if I launch WordPress, it brings up the YAML that it'll use. I'm just going to name it slightly different. And I'm going to go ahead and launch that application. It then launches it in the background, gives us progress. To save us a little bit of time, I'm going to use the magic of television and connect to a WordPress installation that I launched beforehand. Pretty simple, straightforward. Obviously there's other applications we could launch as well, but I also wanted an opportunity to take a look at Rancher. Rancher is like an orchestrator of container orchestrators. Here we've deployed a 3-node cluster in a cattle environment. Cattle is the Rancher's native configuration or container management platform. It also manages Kubernetes, Mesos, and others. If you're to launch an application in Rancher, you can add a stack, filling out things, filling out prompts. You can add from catalog. Catalog are very similar to Helm charts that we saw in Qstack. And that they predefine applications. What containers need to be launched, what ports, etc. Actually, for this one, I think I'll use Jenkins. If you're not familiar, Jenkins is a widely deployed software development lifecycle tool, build server. Again, it's going to ask you to fill out some information. You can make changes, etc. And go ahead and launch it. So pretty straightforward, pretty user-friendly. Again, this could be launched obviously here through the UI, API access available, command line tools, etc. So a bunch of different options to figure out what works best for your users. And again, as we wait for that to spin up through the magic of television. We see Jenkins spun up, and we can do, here we would start creating jobs to do builds, etc. The other one I wanted to show you is the open source Kubernetes. I think we've already launched a couple too many applications. So I'm just going to take a look at the services that are provided or that are running in the Cube system namespace. And this is really the management tier for Kubernetes. See Heapster, the internal DNS service, and there's various pods for controllers and proxies running on each host. So I realized that was pretty quick, but I just wanted to show you a few options that are available within Redapt Labs, specifically today around container orchestration solutions. By taking advantage of advanced container management platforms, customers minimize the public cloud vendor lock-in. When you can run your workload anywhere, you get to decide what makes the most sense, whether it is private or public compute resources. If you're interested in trying out or having your customers try out Redapt Labs, redapt.com/labs. Thank you for your time.